Hi everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at another figure in the upcoming DC Icons 6-inch scale Justice League Rebirth 7-pack from DC Collectibles. Now for today, we're going to be taking a look specifically at the Wonder Woman figure. The other day, we took a look at Superman and Green Lantern. And then tomorrow, I'll look at Batman, then Aquaman, Flash, and Cyborg. So the figures come packaged in this window box. You can see the figures clearly displayed. You've got the Icons logo down below. Off to the side, you've got the Justice League name. On the top of the packaging, it says DC Universe Rebirth. On the side, you've got images of the figure. And then on the back of the packaging, you have looks at other figures in the Icons line, including some of the deluxe figures that have been released, and then some single-carded figures, some that have been released like Joker, Green Lantern, and Firestorm, and then others that have not, such as Static, Swamp Thing, Deathstroke, and Wonder Woman. Then down below it tells us that the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Aquaman figures were all sculpted by Steve Kiwas. The Green Lantern figure was sculpted by Joe Mina, and the Cyborg figure was sculpted by Paul Harding. Alright, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging. Now, first of all, let me just say a big thanks to the folks at DC Collectibles for sending this set out to me so I could review it early for you guys. Now, the figure itself does not come with any kind of accessories. None of the figures in the set do. It would have definitely been cool if they'd included something like a sword, lasso, and shield, or even a cape to go along with the figure. But as it is, you just get the figure itself. Now, I do think they've done a nice job capturing the overall look of the Rebirth version of Wonder Woman with this figure, with the gold and everything. For the sculpting on the figure, I think they've done a pretty good job for the most part. It's not the most beautiful looking face I've seen on a female action figure, but it's not horrible either. I think they've done a pretty fair job. The eyes are straight, and she's got blue eyes, and then she's got the red lipstick, and she's got her tiara with the red star and the gold. And then I like the way the hair is sculpted, and the hair is done with a fairly soft rubber type material, so it does have some flexibility, but I like the sculpting. The hair is just black, and then she has pretty good skin tone, and then she's wearing her Rebirth outfit, so you've got the gold, the red, and the blue with the silver wrist bracelets, and then she's got the long boots again with the gold and the red. So I think they've done a pretty good job with the sculpting detail. I like the line work and the red portions here in the torso. I think that looks good. And the skirt piece is a rubber type material, so, and it is separate from the figure. Now, the figure only has this pair of closed fists, so even if you were able to piece together other accessories from other Wonder Woman figures like a sword, she couldn't really hold it. Now, we are going to get, as you saw on the back of the package of the box set, we are getting a second Icon Wonder Woman figure soon on single card. It is a different looking figure. It's got a more New 52 look to her with more silver than gold on the costume and some other differences. But that one, I believe, should have an extra pair of grip hands. So you should be able to switch out the hands if you end up getting that figure as well. You could switch out the hands with this one so she could actually hold the sword. You can, like if you have a sword you want to give her, you can. The skirt piece is a separate piece, so you can stick it in there so she can hold it that way. And if you have a shield, you can give her the shield. You can just slide it over her hand like that. So you can give her a few extra accessories if you have other Wonder Woman figures, but as it is, you can't get her to hold anything because she only has the closed fists. This figure stands about 6.5 inches tall. This figure is actually the tallest figure in the box set. So the scale is not 100% with her. You can see here compared with the Rebirth Superman figure that I looked at the other day that Wonder Woman is a little bit taller. And again, that's not correct scale. Superman should actually be a little bit taller than Wonder Woman. So it's definitely nice that they've scaled the figure up. And in fact, I'll show you in a minute, but this figure actually fits in perfectly with other 6-inch lines like Marvel Legends and stuff. But it is, for the Icons itself, she is a little bit on the tall side. And here's a comparison with the other female Icon figures that have been released to date. And again, you can see Wonder Woman is the tallest of the bunch. Now, if you wanted to use any of the hands from these other figures, technically you can. However, they're not going to really match the figures since all these other female figures that have been released have gloved hands. Here's a comparison with the Mafex Dawn of Justice Wonder Woman and the Mattel 6-inch Dawn of Justice Wonder Woman. And you can see that the Icons Wonder Woman is taller than the Mafex one and about the same height as the Mattel one. And then finally, here's a comparison with Hasbro's 6-inch Marvel Legends Captain Marvel figure and Enchantress figure. And you can see that the Icons figure is pretty much the same height as the Marvel Legends. So for articulation, you can turn the head to the left and to the right, even with the long hair. Now, she really doesn't have much in the way of down and back movement with the head, and she can pivot a little bit, but not too much there. Arms attached with your standard ball hinge joint at the shoulder, so she can get her arm out good. She's got good rotation there. She has a bicep swivel. She has a double hinged elbow, so DC Collectibles continues to give their female figures double hinges at the elbow. She's got swivels at the wrist and hinges on the hand, so good up and down movement there. She's got a midsection joint, so she's got rotation there at the midsection. She can't really crunch down much there at the midsection. She can look back a little bit and pivot to the left and right a little bit there. And then she has an actual ab crunch type joint, so she can crunch down about that much, and then she can look back pretty good there at the ab crunch. Legs are attached with ball joints, so she can do the splits about that much. You can pull the legs out from the socket a bit, and she has good forward movement and good back movement. You actually get some clicky noise with this one. And then you have those inner ball joints there, so not a true thigh swivel, but you do have some rotation there up high with that ball joint. Then she has a double hinged knee, so good bending at the knee, and then hinges on the feet, so up and down movement with the feet, and then she does have ankle pivot and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. So overall, I would say this is a pretty nice looking figure. I like the sculpting detail on it overall. I think they've done a good job of capturing the Rebirth look for this character. Now, she is a little bit on the tall side. She's the tallest figure in the box set. She really shouldn't be taller than Batman and Superman. She should be a little bit shorter. So the scale between the other icons is a little bit off. However, she is in perfect scale with other 6-inch lines like DC Multiverse or Marvel Legends. And the fact that she's a little bit taller than Batman and Superman doesn't bother me too much. I mean, Wonder Woman strikes me as a character that should actually be tall. But again, technically, in the comics, she's a little bit shorter. So I don't know how much that's going to bother you. Extra accessories would have definitely been nice. If you end up picking up the second Icon Wonder Woman, then that should give you some more options. And you can even piecemeal. If you have other Wonder Woman figures, you can piecemeal some accessories for this one. But as it is, you just get the figure itself. The box set with this figure will be released next Wednesday, March 22nd. We'll have a full image gallery up at toynewseye.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I'll have links to those in the video description below. And until next time, I'll catch you later.